What if Female Deku was Cozy Glow, Part 1. We walk into the Hero Safety Commission President's office as Female Deku Cozy Glow walks in. "You want to see me, grandmother?" As she turns her chair around. "Y'all may leave." As the guards in the room leave. "You too, Hawks. This is a family matter." "You sure, ma'am?" "Yes." "Very well." As Hawks walks out of the room. As Female Deku takes a seat on the sofa. "So why did you call me here, grandmother?" "I'm here to discuss with your little deal with All for One." "Ah, so you got wind of that. I figured you would." "Don't be as stupid as your parents were." "I'm not as idiotic as my parents were when they were dealing with All for One. I have him on a leash, for at least the time being." "I still don't know how you managed to locate so many facilities, and yet you're keeping it from me." "Well, you see," we get a flashback to where she's hiding in a closet. "I made a little bit of deal with All for One a long time ago, grandmother." "The same man that murdered your parents." "I'm very aware of that." As she glares at her grandmother. "But unlike my parents, who were fools, I've managed to have some control over the situation." You're just like your mother." "What, the manipulative type? Like you aren't, grandmother." "Listen, you're getting into forces that you should not get into. You are 15. I've been dealing with All for One since I was 5, grandmother. I witnessed him murder my parents. And yes, he may have helped me come and rise him into the ranks to be a primary member in the Hero Safety Commission, but so did you. Then why did you request for his help?" "One, I wanted to owe All for One a favor, to make things interesting." "That interesting part will get you killed." "I don't think so, because unlike All for One, I know a lot of things about him, and if he gets rid of me, there goes all those secrets I will reveal, even after I'm dead." "You're playing with games that you should not." "Listen, I'm just worried about you." "Why worry about me now, grandmother? You didn't worry before." As she glares at her. "When I was left on the streets after All for One murdered my parents. Who was left there to rot? You didn't come up at all during that time. I was left to rot for years. To grow up on the streets. To do everything to survive. Well, you sat back in a chair like you always done. So stay out of my life, grandmother, like you always have. The fact you're worried about me now is a surprise. I want you to tell me what you told All for One." "Ah, so this was that was about. You just wanted to know what I told him. Unfortunately, I'm not revealing that to you." "Listen, you tell me what you told him now." "He just asked and gave me some money." "It's just some useless information, grandmother. No one's going to mind." "That useless information could be important, you know." "So what? Why does it matter to you if someone gets hurt over a small piece of information? Especially since you have your own killer in the heroes." "Yeah, Hawks. You don't think I know about that?" Yeah, and I'm very aware that you have allies as well within the heroes. But let me inform you, you're not the only one with a few people or a few tricks up their sleeves, grandmother. I have friends too, you know. Now, if you need me, I'm going to my office. Listen, Cozy Glow. What is it, grandmother? I want you to stop whatever you're doing and relieve your position for a month. Like you can do that. I can, and I have authority as the president. You wouldn't dare. I would. So unless you tell me the information now, you'll be relieved from your duties for a month. Pulling the I'm the superior card, I see. Go ahead. After all, if it's just a month, I can handle. You don't have the authority to kick me out of the chair, but you can ban me from it for a time. So enjoy its vacancy for a bit. I guess I can just go chill with the new expenses I just earned. As she walks out and slams the door. As Hawks enters. So what did she tell you? That child. Ever since her parents died, she's been different. You did not go pick her up until like a few years ago, ma'am. She was on her own. I didn't know they had died. I lost contact with them. They were doing some shady things. Like how they got so much money in the first place. It's not your fault, ma'am. You didn't know what they were up to. I should have been there for her when her parents died. Instead, she was left by her lonesome. It's not your fault, ma'am. Things like this happen. Hopefully this will learn her to mature some. Yes, let's hope, ma'am. As we see Cozy Glow stomping around. As her wings come out of her coat. Why does grandmother have to be so controlling? As she opens the door to her office and walks in. Like, why can't I have some fun? What am I going to do now that grandmother has kicked me out of my chair for a month? Dad is going to be cut. All information is going to be cut off from me for a month. So what do I do? Well, I do know All for One's definitely going to try something at the USJ. But do I want to get involved? As we get a flashback, as we see, All for One murdering her parents, as she sat in a closet and watched. As All for One looks at the closet, as she quickly hid, having a bit of fear in her eyes, as he just looks away and walks away. I don't like that man. He's too... what was the word? Too fearful, ma'am? Yes, that's the word. Wait. Clara, what are you doing here? As she turns around, as we see someone in a hood. I thought I was banned from the chair for the month. So you're not under my command. That's where you're wrong, ma'am. You see, I don't work for the Hero Safety Commission. I work under you, remember? Ah, that's right. Clara, my friend. As we get a flashback as where we see her talking to a purple-haired kid. What's your name? As we see this person is starving, as she hands her a piece of bread, and she starts devouring it. Now, you can get more of that if you just follow me. Ah, Clara. So, what do you bring me this time? Ah, yes. After all, it's been a while, hasn't it? You still have your, Quark's power. Of course. I could use it wisely. After all, since you helped me in my situation, I would gladly pay back the favor. That's good to know, as she grins evilly. In fact, I want you to do something for me. And what is that? As much as I would love to get rid of my grandmother and take her position, due to my age. Yes, you're 15 now, I believe. Yes, and unfortunately, because of those stupid rules, I cannot take the head president's chair. She kicks her chair. And because of that, I cannot be in control of everything. You would probably have me kill her if that was the case. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to see my grandmother dead, it would be too much of an inconvenience for me. What about All for One? You know very well I can't get as close to that man to get rid of him as I would like. But we have an agreement. And if he sticks with it, we leave each other alone. Yes, I'm aware of the agreement. Did you tell her anything about All for One? As Cozy Glow Deku glares at Clara. No, ma'am. Good. Because if you did, I would have to punish you. As she looks up, with no fear in her eyes, as she walks forward. As fearless as always, so you didn't say a word, did you? Of course not. After all, your grandmother thinks she's in control. When it's you. She smiles. This is why I made you, one of my subordinates. I do owe you a big debt for the day you helped me survive off the streets. It's the least I can do. Yes, I had to use that money wisely, by the way. It was the last money I had for my parents. I myself was on the streets like you. Yes, and you helped me survive, because you were willing to pay for my meals. I don't know why I chose to help you, but it looks like the favor does come with a return. So what are you planning this time, Cozy Glow? I already know this place is not bugged, I made sure of that. Grandmother does like to listen in on my meetings. You know very well, I would easily dispatch of anyone, if you asked me to. There's no one need to kill this time. But when I get old enough, I may, if she has not retired, I may ask you to eliminate her. You know I would gladly do so. Well, Clara, what else information have you brought me? All Might is looking for a successor for his Quark. As she smiles, oh, really now? This will be interesting. If I could find out who the successor is, I could wave something in All for One's face. Oh, and how funny would that be? Having him either pay me so much or he uses that favor. Why are you so determined for him to use that favor? One, I made that favor with him a long time ago. Back when I was little, and a little bit naive at that point. But I wasn't as naive to get myself killed like my parents were. You understand that? I understand that 100%, ma'am. We're going to need Moon. Moon. Yes. Oh, you mean him. Yes, Moon. Can you find him? He owes me a few favors, and I'd prefer if he cashes one or two of them in right now. Well, I can go looking for her, ma'am. But you didn't answer my question. If you must know, both of us kind of have a leash on each other at the moment. I'm keeping him from trying to do something reckless to me, like kill me, because I threatened to reveal all of his hidden locations. And he doesn't want that. And I am currently leashed to him due to a, deal I made with him a long time ago. You still haven't said what that was. I don't want you to know, so you shall not know, as she hits her desk, breaking it a little. Do I make myself clear, Clara? You make yourself crystal clear, ma'am. Good. You are dismissed. She gets up and walks out of the room. Once that favor is done, all for one, I'll be the one running the game. As she smiles evilly. And now what to do in the meantime, since I hold no type of position for a month. Grandmother can be so annoying. Oh, maybe I should go take a good old stroll to that prison Lady Nagant's at. Maybe I can have a few words with her. Now that would really irritate my grandmother. But that would also cause some unwanted attention from the public. And I have to keep my goody two-shoes image. Or else things could go badly. The only two people that know of my evil side is the President, Hawks, and All for One. And I've already threatened both of them. Hawks and, my grandmother. If they reveal my little devious act, they'll regret it. So many things to do with so little time. I have to worry about All for One, my grandmother getting in the way of my plans, and the heroes as well. So many accounted for problems. But I do have Clara. There's also Moon. And there might be a few others out there that are willing to help me. But for now, Moon and Clara are gonna have to do. Well, better pick up the chair. As she picks up her chair, should I go for a fly to cool off some steam? No. Grandmother's gonna insist I have an escort. And I hate it when she sends an escort after me. Especially when it's her escorts. She just keeps more tabs on me. I'm not a child anymore. As she hits her desk again. I'm not too rash. Calm down. As she's calming herself down. So far, everything's going according to plan. As long as those idiots keep doing their part, as long as All for One and Grandmother don't interfere, everything will go according to plan. And then I will be the one in charge. Much better. Well, anyway, she hasn't put the ban on me yet, so I can finish today's work. As she's opened a computer and starts typing. And that's the end of part 1 of What If Fem Deku Was Cozy Glow. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe.